This is exciting.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Oh my God, Pearl, we're thrilled to have you. I mean, I can't. I mean, up and coming indie Americana folk icon, Magic Mirror came out January 15th. What an album, Pearl. First of all, let's get that out of the way. What an album. Unbelievable.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you like it.
Nothing you haven't heard, I'm sure, but yeah, I mean, also an actress, a model, like an accomplished artist just in general. But yeah, it seems like with Magic Mirror Pearl, the world finally caught on to you. So we are critics, everybody is is getting on the bandwagon trail. So we're happy to have you on the show.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. So is all this stuff fun for you, Pearl? Like all these interviews, all the the new busy schedule, the new things to talk to, the new people. Is this fun for you?
Yeah, it's definitely really fun. I mean, I love to talk about my music and my art, so any opportunity to do that and spread the word is great.
Yeah, totally. Is part of you, Pearl, almost glad in a way that it took you like a little bit of your life for people to kind of catch on to your sound. You weren't like an overnight 11-year-old TikTok success. You know what I mean? Like, you were doing music with blank tapes with Matt Adams when you were 20, 24, Driftwood Singers at 18. You kind of had a chance to fuck up, experiment, kind of like out of the spotlight, learn from your mistakes. Is it almost like a good thing?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that there's a long road of becoming an artist and finding yourself. And I think that, I mean, obviously it would be great to have an overnight success for some people, but I think having to really toil away at it made me learn myself more and more of what I wanted to communicate, what I wanted to put across and stylistically, lyrically, all of that. So yeah, I think it was good to kind of build up my experience out on the road and other bands, and I learned the ropes and then I finally got to do my own thing. So yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
grateful.
Yeah, definitely. And where are you right now? Are you in California?
I'm in California. I'm in Landers, California, which is near Joshua Tree.
Nice. Well, thank you for waking up early then. Really appreciate it.
Of course, no problem.
Yeah, definitely. So, okay, let's talk about your early life for a second because it's fascinating to see like where you came from and the genesis of you as an artist. You've always had the arts inside of you. Your dad is a filmmaker, your mom a visual artist. In fact, correct me if I'm wrong, Pearl, but acting was kind of like your first like like your first love, if you will.
Yeah, it was. I was really into musical theater, and I wanted to be a professional actor when I was a kid, but my parents, they really allowed me to explore the arts, but they wanted me to focus on staying in school and doing arts more as like the extracurricular rather than a professional thing, which,
Yeah.
there's pros and cons to that. I know a lot of child actors, and it definitely can mess with your head a bit, but you also get a jump in the industry. So, you know, weighing those pros and cons. But yeah, they still really nurtured me as an artist. And I went to lots of summer camps and did all of that. But then I kind of got in trouble when I was in high school for smoking pot, and I
I
got
was gonna
kicked out
ask you
of the
about that.
drama
Yeah.
program.
I was gonna ask you about that. It was
So
like
then
the
I started
audition day,
playing in
right?
bands. It was on the day of the auditions, and the way my school was laid out, the middle school was 7th through ninth grade, and
Okay.
so there was some degree of seniority involved. So, I didn't expect to get a role, but the fact that I didn't get any part at all in the play, I was really shut out of a community that I'd been a big part of, and I'd been building up my experience in that community. So that really, it turned me off to that specific group of people. All that being said, if someone asked me to be in Mamma Mia on Broadway, I would still do it to this day.
There you go. Oh my God, but that's such a great story. So like, okay, so let's just go in there a little bit deeper, boy, because I love that kind of story. So like the day of the audition, like you went to like the bathroom, back campus. Like what was the deal?
So, okay, this all happened off campus, to be clear. I loved the story of me being a badass, but that's a little more badass than I even was. I wasn't doing drugs at school, but on the weekend, I had snuck out of my house and I'd taken a cab to another student's house, and me and a bunch of friends met up there, and their parents were out of town. So we smoked some pot in their backyard. I mean, it was normal kid stuff. We were all
Right,
15, 16. It
right.
wasn't anything too crazy, but his mom somehow caught wind of it when she came back to town, and she called the school.
Oh
So
God.
the day that the school found out about it was the day of the auditions.
Oh God. That's yeah. No, bye. Things happen for a reason, Pearl. Yeah, that's
Exactly,
ridiculous.
I'd
Yeah,
like to
no.
think so.
Yeah, I thought maybe you were like in like the bathroom, in like the gym bathroom, smoking a joint, and it's like, okay, like fine. I see the school has a point, but that's ridiculous. Anyway, but but thanks for clarifying that mystery for us. I love that. And eventually you went to CalArts, right? And high quality singer songwriter program. How was it to attend, something as personal as songwriting in school, Pearl? And the reason I ask is like, I'm sure you have songwriters of different levels, and here in Nashville, everyone thinks their songwriter, their song is so important and needs to be heard. How was that dynamic like in university, campus?
That's a great question. Their program that I was in, it nurtured singer-songwriters, but unlike a lot of other musical programs that actually really focus on pop, Cal Arts was more oriented towards um, how do I explain it? It was a very like broad program. So there was a composition class, but a lot of people in there were composing new classical pieces or avant-garde pieces. It wasn't all pop singer songwriter. There was also another class that we had that was the forum, where all of the people that were in my program that were doing various studies of music would play their original work and we would critique. So
Right.
that was a really big part of the songwriter aspect. And I think that that was really great because, you know, we really had to put ourselves out there and show what we were working on, whether we were really ready or not. And we got a lot of good critique. And that really prepared you for going out into the world because there's going to be people out there who have opinions. That being said, we were never encouraged to necessarily change the art to pander to the class or to anyone's
Mm.
specific tastes. But I think just learning how to take criticism and learning, what
Yeah.
different people like was a really educational experience for me.
Interesting. Okay. So let me just clarify. Because I love talking about this creative stuff with people. So if someone, so there's like a line, so there's like a clear line where like someone that like maybe it's not your favorite person in the class, but like if you're critiquing each other's work, it's like, okay, we're in that environment. It's nothing personal.
Exactly. I mean, no one was you weren't allowed to just criticize people based on your personal opinions. And if you didn't have anything constructive to say, I don't think that there was
Got it.
much just straight across the board like criticism.
Yeah.
Um, but I think that yeah, I mean, Cal Arts is a very like hippie sort of school, so it was definitely a very supportive environment. And I
Cool.
think that was a great. It was a perfect cross section of critique but support. Like you
Gotcha.
still felt supported. You felt like you could share your art safely because that's a really important thing is having a safe space but also knowing that people are going to give you their real opinions.
Absolutely. Definitely, Pearl. And with something like Magic Mirror, like pivoting to music here a little bit. When you write a new album, Pearl, like you're like, okay, it's time for my second album. Let's do this. You have this vision, you have this sound in your head. When you sit down with your creative team, Pearl, and you say, okay, let's do it. Let's record this stuff. Are you open to their changes and their new ideas? Or is it more like, look, guys, I've had this in my head already. This is how I want it to go. Just please try to facilitate what I have in my head already, kind of thing.
That is another really great question because I am a very collaborative artist and I like to work with different people throughout the process. So um, I'd say like one of my strengths is curation and curating the right team to have around me. So I do a lot of co-writing and I would pick various different co-writers to work with. And I usually bring in my own ideas and then they help me tweak them and, uh, you know, tease them out, if you will. And then the next step is to bring it to the band and we sort of play through it. And specifically hired the bandmates that I have, and it's taken me years to find the right guys who
Sure.
understand me. They know my vibe, they know my taste musically, and they also know what I'm trying to communicate lyrically. So they know how to put themselves into that headspace. And I kind of let them do what they want to do. But if there's something specific that I'm hearing that I don't like or that I want, I mean, I will communicate that. And then we bring that to the producer. And the producer on this record also co-wrote some of the songs with me and kind of helped me see out the entire vision. And then he will sometimes change a few chords to make it a little more jazzy. And my boyfriend and musical collaborator Michael Ralt will also sometimes do that. And I'm open to it as long as I don't feel like it changes the integrity of the song too much. Because
Right.
I'm interested in seeing where we can take it that's new and different and sometimes two heads are better than one with that. Um, but I definitely have a strong vision and a strong idea of what I want. So it's a happy medium.
I love it. I love it, Pearl. And the live performance element of this. I mean, it's an album made to be performed live. You must be chomping at the bit to get on stage. What take us into your head, into your imagination. Like what do you envision kind of like the show to be like? The lights, the colors, like what are you thinking right now?
Wow, that's such a great question and something that I haven't. Ooh, we get a little cameo there. Such a great question and one that I mean, like, we've been doing a lot of live streams, so I've been having to set up my house and
Right.
create our own little atmosphere, which has been really fun. And I've got some paper lantern mushrooms, and we've got our Elvis
Yeah.
pictures on the wall and our shag carpet. So it would be kind of cool to translate, our 70s vibe onto state, like onto the stage. I've never had like a huge budget for um, stuff like that. So I've always just really focused on the music. And I
Right.
know that I would love to have a keyboard player live, which is like the one thing that my band doesn't have at the moment. And the record is very keys heavy.
Mm,
But we would definitely have pedal steel, obviously bass and drums. I would switch between keyboards and acoustic guitar, but
yeah.
um, my I can definitely accompany myself, but there's some more complicated fancy licks that it would be cool to
Right.
have someone else get in there to
Right,
do.
absolutely. I mean, you can even do dress costume changes. You can take it to another level. This is, I'm telling you, this is good. This is the start of something. I love it, Pearl. Oh my God, you've been so generous with your time, Pearl. Let me ask you about this. You're such a deep person. Like we love the book stuff. That like you're a voracious reader. You've talked about Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, and you know that kind of stuff. Timothy Leary's writings. What are you reading now? Like what's getting you inspired in this February of 2021?
Well, I just picked up a book from the library, which is the Karen Carpenter story. So I love to read music
Nice.
bios when
Yes.
I'm reading nonfiction. So that's
Oh
kind of
yeah.
my current read. And, she's got a really sad story, but I think it's really interesting to read into the history of the female artists that I love and respect. And a lot of them had a really hard time. So I feel really lucky to be a female artist in 2021 and getting a lot of respect and, um, you know, hoping to carry on the tradition of the women that I love that, had to struggle.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my God, great. Well, listen, Pearl, what can I tell you? I mean, you have one of the best albums like of the past 6 months, and like I think it's already on the short list to be like one of the best albums of the year. I tell you that right now. You made a jewel. So congratulations on it. I think this is just the beginning. Like this is just the beginning. So we're like buying stock early on the Pearl Charles bandwagon. When you're in Nashville, like totally have to do a special. But congratulations on everything, and on everything that's to come.
Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely we'll have to connect whenever I come to Nashville. I can't wait to get back on the road and
Oh my
get
God,
some new music,
definitely.
coming sooner than later. So I think it's good that you
Hopefully.
got on the bandwagon early.
I'm buying stock, Tesla stock. See ya.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.